Is a fertility cleanse right for you? Today we're going to talk about the ins and outs of a fertility cleanse. Is it right for your specific situation? And what does a fertility cleanse actually do? And is it actually worth it? I'm Nicole Stern. I'm the founder of Fertilista, and we've walked women just like you through fertility cleanses. And we know all about them and when they're indicated, either if you're trying to conceive naturally or with IVF. So I'm going to start by going way back, many decades, and this is going to give us some context as to why we should or should not do a fertility cleanse. So I want you to think about, if you're trying to conceive today, I want you to think about what was happening in the world when your maternal grandmother was pregnant with your mother. So during that time, it was very common for women to smoke. It was also very common and very posh, in fact, to eat more processed foods. Think Jell-O salads, think hamburger helper, think drinking Diet Coke or Diet Tab, depending on which generation bracket you're in. So when your grandmother was doing all these things and got pregnant with your mother in utero was forming the DNA, the eggs, to eventually give birth to you. So all the chemicals that your maternal grandmother took in, this is all found in epigenetics. It's a whole field of study about the impact of our lifestyle on genetics much further down the road than us, a few generations away. When your maternal grandmother was pregnant with your mother, the eggs were formed that eventually became you, or the egg. So all the chemicals she took in are certainly impacting your fertility. Now, let's also take a step back. Let's go back a few decades. Research has shown that sperm rates are actually decreasing by 59% over the last 30 years. This is huge. What is it from? Researchers are very interested in why are all these things happening. It is because of the chemical load. If you've been following me, you've heard me talk about how sperm is so fragile, and it's actually meant to be fragile, right? There's meant to be a lot of sperm, and the male body produces millions of sperm every day. It has a very short shelf life, so to speak, but it really reflects what's happening in the body at that time and what chemicals it is exposed to. So we are inundated, both you and your partner, inundated every day with chemicals, and some of them have been in your system for a very long time. A fertility cleanse might be the exact right thing for you. So let's talk about that. We talked about the why. Now let's talk about who is this right for. So a fertility cleanse is going to be really good for the woman who has a regular cycle. Every 28 or 30 days, it's going to help reduce inflammation in the body. It's going to help reduce our chemical load. It's going to help the hormone load in our liver so that our body can effortlessly produce hormones, can effortlessly regulate inflammation, and this is ultimately going to impact the biome in which our eggs are grown. Now, if you're ovulating regularly, this can be a very good thing for you. If your periods, however, are highly irregular, this is not something that you might want to do on your own. You might want to work with a coach so that you can do a fertility cleanse and then get your cycles regulated afterwards. Let's say your cycles are regular, but you have a very low AMH, or you're approaching 40 or 42, then again, you're going to want to work with a coach, because a fertility cleanse might actually suppress you and might actually impact your ovulation in a negative way temporarily. One of the things that fertility cleanses can do is greatly reduce inflammation in both your body and your partner's body. Now, if you're getting ready to try to conceive naturally or going in for a transfer, this is going to have a very good impact on your lining. So we want reduced inflammation in your lining so that we see a positive pregnancy test. We see good implantation at your next IVF cycle. So we've talked about why fertility cleanse, who is it good for, and let's talk about what to watch out for. If you do decide to do a fertility cleanse, you're going to want to start, if you're female, you're going to want to start after your ovulation. So if you ovulate on day 14 every month, you're going to want to start the fertility cleanse day 15. And the reason is because, or you could start at day 16 or 17, but definitely in the second half of your cycle. And the reason is because if you haven't ovulated yet, it might actually oversuppress you and you might not ovulate this cycle. Don't worry if you may be pregnant that cycle. That's okay. A fertility cleanse shouldn't overly suppress you so that in case you do get pregnant, your HCG should still increase the way that it is. I hope you found this information helpful. A fertility cleanse can be a great way to really move the needle. If you've been trying to get pregnant naturally for a few cycles, you're ovulating regularly, you're having timed intercourse when you need to be, fertility cleanse can help you get you to that positive. It can also help you if you've had several failed IVF cycles and you're looking like, again, what is going to be the one thing that's going to positively impact my next IVF cycle? Fertility cleanse might just be the thing for you. I'm Nicole Stern. I'm the founder of Fertilista, and I hope you found this helpful. I want to see your next cycle successful.